What's going on, YouTube? Back for another wild adventure of heartbreak. You know, they say it gets better with time. They lie. They lie. It doesn't get better. It doesn't go away. You still feel love and heartbreak and pain. And these things are all there. You just choose to manage your time differently. You just, you're not allowed in life to sit down and cry for that long. They don't let you have that long of a timeout before life hits you again. And if you're down, then you're an easy target and you're going to get hit again. And just like in a rushing crowd, if you fall down, you're going to get stomped. You're going to get stomped. You're going to get stomped. You're going to get trampled. You're going to get totally destroyed by the pressure of the next wave coming. So when life hits you, and it's gonna, and I'm sorry that it's going to, the best thing you can do is get up quick and don't stay down. Yeah, they say sometimes in a fight that you're gonna lose. Stay down, don't get up. But that's only if someone's refereeing it and gonna protect you, jump in and throw the white towel. And that does not exist in the real world. So I would say get up as quick as you can. And inside you're still going to feel down. You're still going to feel broken. You're still going to feel heartache. You're still going to feel loss. You're still going to feel pain and grief and betrayal. And I've been through loss before. Lost my sister. She died 2011. She's 29 years old, and other people in my life too, friends and older family members, and it's something that you never really get over. You don't ever get over it. You know, my dog died 13 weeks ago, I guess. And but the difference between someone dying and someone lying to you and cheating on you that you love so deeply is, in death there is no betrayal. I mean, in most deaths, in my experience, in my personal storyline. But in a lying and cheating loving relationship that turns into an avoidant, narcissistic, Machiavellian, mask-wearing person who suddenly reveals they have a whole other life without you, and everything they said to you felt so right and true and soulmate, twin flame, life, love, future family person you're going to spend your life with, suddenly is this person holding a knife, and it's in your heart, and they're just stabbing it in there over and over again. This betrayal is a whole new level of the lowest form of hell. It is so hard to deal with. I constantly find myself longing, missing, hurting, loving like you would as if they died. And you're sad and you hurt and you miss them and you love them, and it's just this pain of like, where are you and how are you, and if I could only hold you again and love you and tell you how great you are, and I could feel you and speak to you and hear you, and we could share the energy of life and the day and the story and the way forward. And that's what the joy of life is. The joie de vivre is just being with the people you care about and sharing your day and way with them. But there's the betrayal, which is a very scary devil, and it looks like at you just with that evil eye, and it absolutely destroys you. And the betrayal is the part that I'm really unable to grip, because it's just, I may have only had it happen a number of times in my life before, but they're with like groups of friends or a job or a person or something, you know, a betrayal in that sense. Not the person you love and trust the most. And the person I love and trust the most, the one I thought would never, ever, ever betray me, was the one that betrayed me. And that is just such an absolute, like, next level Puff Daddy mindfuck. Puff Daddy from the movie, not new Puff Daddy. That's another level. That's even another level. Yeah, I guess it's the original level. The original level of Puff Daddy mindfuck. Was that like get him to the Greek movie? Pet the furry wall. Puff Daddy's like, Puff Daddy, long term Puff Daddy mindfuck. And I'm into that type of like joke of like, dude, tricking your friends for years and stuff, but like not lying to them, not betraying them, and not making ditty tapes with them. That's a whole other new revelation. Off track, off base, back to the storyline. Betrayal is so brutal, it wrecks you. You can't trust anybody anymore. You don't believe in love or trust, and you can't have love without trust, and you can't have one without the other. And you don't believe in loyalty or good people or integrity or honesty, and you think everybody's villainous, and you're suspicious of them all, and you think they have alternative motives, and you are like the last person who wants to tell the truth. Now you're like the last truth teller, and then you're afraid to say it because you're gonna get abused and blamed and shamed and hurt for it. So you don't know what to say, and you think, do I join the liars now? No, I have to lie just to keep up. You know, realize. So yeah, I'm really going through the betrayal line right now. It's just been so brutal. And there's the balancing still of like, oh, I still live in the fantasy of I love and miss you. And it's like, I can't just turn it off, bro. I can't, you don't let go of one monkey bar until you have the next one. You just don't. Otherwise you fall. And I'm afraid to fall. I've already fallen far enough down. I'm in the lowest level of hell, according to Dante's Inferno, which is in the lowest level of hell, which is betrayal of a loved and trusted one. Excuse me. So you can't just let go of one thing until you think you have something else. And you can't put an apple in your hand and say, let go of that apple. Well, what's in my other hand? I'll give you this other object just like this. Okay, it's a rock. You can't replace apples with rocks. Rocks with apples. You can't. You can't eat the rock. And so like what I'm saying is that to let go of what I had, I would have to hang on to something else. I have to like let go of one thing to trade it out for something else. And I know that's what she did that long ago with me for a married man professor, which is not really much to grab onto. You can grab onto his balls when he's out of town, I guess. You can grab onto his coattails, a career job, when you want to try and get a little lift and leverage and pretend he's going to take you somewhere. Sure, you can grab onto all those things. You can grab onto the lies you tell me and to justify yourself and make yourself feel better. But the reason I turned on this phone was I had something I heard and I was listening, and made me just fucking break down and cry right away. And I wiped my tears away to be strong for you guys. I'm gonna be strong. And what I realized is that it's so unfair. That's an understatement. It's so, I'm not even sure what the word is. It's so many things. Unfair, uncool, and on we go in that direction. With this, I was open and caring and kind and loving and honest and looking for loyalty and commitment, and we had that in our relationship. We had these loving, beautiful times, so amazing, like the most amazing relationship I've ever could have had in my life. And now, since the realization that she lied and cheated and then hard discard and absolute abandonment and blame shifting, oh, what the fuck, okay. And she just goes on as if it's like nothing, like forget you, out of sight, out of mind, absolute forget you, move on, go have a fun time playing badminton with her new boyfriend, teacher, married man, professor, smashing his shuttlecock back and forth. Okay, go have a go and do your whatever it is. You just focus on your thing and focus on you. Focus more on you. You always focused on you. It was always, all it was I need to focus on my school. I need to do me. It was always about you. Her schedule ran every fucking thing. It was always, everything was orchestrated around her needs and her schedules. Okay? And now, even though it's over, it's still orchestrated around her needs and her schedules. Her needs and her schedule trump everything of my needs and my schedule. And I never asked for anything other than just honesty, loyalty, and companionship and love. Whoa, maybe come over, have a good time, we'll laugh, chat, joke around, have romance, make a nice life together like we were doing. But the part that fucks me up is that now she's just suddenly avoided it all as a master avoidant, and just as if it never happened, as if there was just ancient history and totally blindsided me, hard discard, and can just walk away and totally forget everything and move on, no problem. What's fucked up is that the problems that this caused this break were her problems. Yeah, I had my issues, but they were always worked on, resolved, opened, exposed, and constantly kind of like refined and made better. The reality of our breaking up, and why the relationship did not withstand the test of over 6 years and the test of true time, is because her core wound, childhood issues of trauma, daddy, mommy issues, not being there, too busy being secret spies, were not able to be emotionally capable to raise children, and instead raised like secret spy children, a sigma male and an alpha avoidant Machiavelli narcissistic female. And in this, she became self-reliant, self-dependent, and self-soothing, and not able to process her emotions, and not allowed to have emotions. Though she'd be told that all the time. Don't have that emotion. Don't do that. Don't say it. She'd be literally told all the time as a child. She told me this, and we've discussed, and we know her parents are very like robot. Hello. Yes. Sit down. Now stand up. Goodbye. That was dinner. Like, whoa, like robot, emotionless, secret spies trained by secret spy agencies to be emotionless people. And then they raise children. And then their children are raised to be, there's no crying in baseball. You know, they're not allowed to express any emotion. And so she would just be like a repressed, emotionless person who would then act out so super bubbly whenever she was allowed to be bubbly, which is like the acting out act, the other side of what she wants to be, but having to be, that's a mask of who she presents as. I'm not being good, narcissistic. And then also the truth of who you really want to be, the bubbly, fun, emotional, playful, colorful person. Why she dyed her hair bright pink and wore like crazy colors and was super fun and flamboyant and would show off her ripped abs and butt because she's fit and cool, but wouldn't be allowed to do that in her parents' presence. Like her parents would be like, please put something on. And like they wouldn't tell her not to look like that. They accepted that over the years, but it took a long time her to be a full-on fledged adult before she was allowed to express herself like that. She had to repress herself for her formative years, for her childhood, baby years, told no emotion, no crying. So you weren't soothed. And then as you got a little bit older, no, you can't be a 6-year-old who's going to do that. No. And then an 8-year-old, no, 10-year-old, no. And told no. And by the time she's a teenager, she's like leaving the house wearing like denim overalls and then put on this little, slutty dress, and she leaves the house at her friend's house to be like, I'm not allowed to wear this at the house, but I can't wear this at home, but I can wear this when I leave. Mom and dad won't know. So she'd then act out and be rebellious. And so I got the rebellious, fun person who I loved and was allowed to be like that. Even when she visited my family, she'd wear a bikini and be like at the beach or at the lake, and my parents she'd be like, can I wear this around your parents? I'd be like, no, they don't care. It's fine. Let's go. She'd be like, cool. My parents would never let me wear this. As a 30-year-old woman, she's worried about that. Excuse me. And so what I'm trying to drive at here, and I won't be too much longer, is that the wound of my current wound, my pain, my suffering, my betrayal, my loss, my tears, my heartbreak, my fucking broken heart is from her wounds. She was the person that was unavailable emotionally and taught. So she just moves on. And I have to deal with her childhood trauma. I'm the one now dealing with my ex was not loved and emotionally allowed to express herself as a child. And because of that core wound, I am an adult man now dealing with a a baby female's poor parenting tactics. I'm a man wanting a family, and I'm heartbroken because my partner left me, because she lied and cheated on me with a married professor, because she was an avoidant Machiavellian narcissist who was mostly avoidant in her emotions, because of her core wound as a child, where her parents were too busy being secret spies and couldn't let her be emotionally available, and were not allowed to express emotions. And now, because of that, I'm going through all the emotions that she wasn't allowed to express or feel. I'm going through all the emotions that her parents hated and just got disgusted by and were not allowed because of the secret spy agency would be called a weakness, and then we'd know how to exploit you. So they were trained to be, James Bond cold-blooded killers and secret people of secret. Because of all the secrets they had to upkeep and hold, their children were then replicas of this. And I'm now fucking 34 years later since her being born, dealing with all the feelings she wasn't allowed to have. How fucked is that? That I have to go through the heartbreak and pain when she doesn't have to. She just avoids it and will continue to avoid it, stonewall it, and then justify it and blame shift it something else and go off and fuck her professor and pretend it's no big deal and absolutely forget me and everything we've had because she can just put it in a box like she was taught and lock it away and never access it. But I have to still, all the things that she's locked away and been unable to process as a child, I'm processing now as a man. I'm going through the core wounds of a 3-year-old little girl who the parents weren't there for her, told that no, you can't cry. No crib crying. Just be strong. Mommy and Daddy are going to go on secret spy missions and you got to look after yourself. And your brother now is 3 years, you're now 6, your brother's 3, look after him and be independent and strong. The two of you. No emotional availability here. Repress those emotions. Do not cry. Do not be sad. Do not have a broken heart. And now I have the broken heart of that family. I'm carrying that family's broken heart. I'm carrying that family's shame of emotional pain that they're not allowed to feel. I'm carrying the love of an entire family, a secret spy dad who died of cancer last year, the secret spy mom who's still around and anxiously nervous in any kind of moment of nice, and a totally calculated cold Sigma Alpha brother Sigma who's like totally just like robot emotion person. I'm the love, and obviously my partner who is what we said. I am the heart that I am the beating heart that they all refuse to feel. I am the emotional pain that they all rejected. I am the obsessive compulsive person that is hurting so badly because they were not allowed to. They had to be repressed and oppressed instead of being, expressive. I am now the expression of all their oppression. I am the heartbreak that they were not allowed to have. I am the love that they were refused. It's so unfair. It's so unfair that I have to feel the love for 4 people. 5, because I include myself too. Their whole family was void of it. They were just robots, emotionless people who were replicated and then taught each other, this is how we operate. This is how we operate. This is the operating system of the family. Please upload the latest software to no crying in baseball. No crying in this family. No love either. Just smiles and pretend love. Yes, dear. You call me dear. That's too personal. Yes, man. Yes, wife. Yes, daughter. Yes, son. Go do your homework. I will, Daddy. Did you get an A+? I got an A+. Well, the A+ would go the extra mile. You'll be rewarded if you do well. Oh, I'll go get an A+. Here's your reward. That's how they operate. And so everything was reward based upon how great you do. So goal must be the greatest, must be the strongest, must be the most independently emotionless available person. And now, 34 years later, here's me, a man who was in love with that person and suffering all the love and heart that they didn't have. Their heartlessness has caused my heart to be the heart of 4 people needing, loving, bleeding, beating, and defeating. I have heartbreak for her inner core wound. I go through the emotions that she refused to feel, as was not allowed to as a kid. And how fucked up is that? How fucked up is that? That we, the people, with a heart and kindness and caring and emotional depth and are willing to be vulnerable and share our truth and talk about it and say, here's what I'm feeling, needing, hurting, and maybe I didn't do that the very best way. Maybe I also acted out at this point, and maybe I wasn't, not at all times. Maybe then at that moment, I could have been better, and I recognize that, and I'm working on it. Now here I am being better, emotionally available, emotionally mature, saying, here's what I need and love from you, and acquire about us and what we are, and we're, authentic and honest and loyal and kind and loving and caring and genuine and just want to have that connection. And you're afraid of that now? You're afraid of that connection because you have it, and now you need to run away because it's too much. Oh, come back. Oh, I can't. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to turn into the one-eyed monster, the devil, who's going to lie to you and then run away from you again. And you're going to feel all the pain, and I'm going to feel nothing because I'm going to move on to someone else and pretend I didn't feel in the first place. And all of us out there with these hearts on our sleeves, we just want to be loved and open and honest and cared for in a monogamous relationship. None of this polyamorous nonsense, open, lying, cheating, bullshit, Marxist, maniac, media prostituting people as if they're like some new puppet propaganda of the world, pushing paper for people to spread their legs and please beg, please send me more DMs so I can, further invest in myself and my selfies, and then not be real with anybody and not be feeling anything, just be, what can I get out of this deal? Check my OnlyFans. Oh my God. This is a world of hyper quick people for more hypergamy. Quickly, more, must level up. Can't be loyal, can't be honest, can't be in a relationship, can't stick with it, can't work on it. Oh, we didn't work on stuff. We don't work on our emotions. We just replace them with new ones. Swipe next, move on, fuck you, try someone else. It wasn't perfect. And if it ain't, you gotta work on things. You gotta just say that things are gonna come, wrinkles are gonna happen. You gotta iron them out, Things are gonna get dirty. You gotta wash them out. You gotta fix stuff. You don't just throw it all away. So here we are, a few of us that are left with true hearts and true minds and true feelings and authentic loving and wanting traditional relationships and traditional faith values, tradition, marriage and man-woman matrimony, and the feelings of family and commitment and connection, and making these things and finding a way to make it work and working through the rough times like grandparents and parents used to, not just replace you immediately. And we're having to face all the fucked up people who were raised poorly and didn't get to be in touch with their emotions and their feelings, and then had to avoid them and will always avoid them. And we're the ones not avoiding them, being avoided.